Cool, man. I sent our guest the link, so I don't know when he'll pop in, but he's good to go.
Cool.
What'd you think of the what was it, the Chicago?
Chicago Pro.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with it, man.
Yeah. Rolly didn't do as good as I thought he would.
No. I mean,
everybody kind of predicted him to kind of either got first or second, didn't they?
Well, yeah, going in, of course, he was the highest ranking bodybuilder, going into the show.
Yeah. I mean, Hunter looked good. So.
No, Hunter looked good. I mean, I was most impressed with the second place guy, Brett Wilkins. He was kind of, to me, just the most complete. And I mean, his conditioning was spot on. His color was spot on. His presentation was pretty good. I mean,
is that his first pro show?
Huh?
Was that his first pro?
No, that's not his first pro show. He actually turned pro in classic physique 3 years ago.
Okay.
So he did classic physique. Then he competed in the 212, and now he's in the open. I mean, the guy's making some remarkable progress. So if he keeps up at this pace, I mean, he's going to be one of these top guys shooting for not only, any show that he enters in, but, also the bigger shows like the Arnold and the Olympia in the future as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I was highly impressed with him.
No, he looked great. He just came out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and that's not knocking Hunter, because I mean, I don't think anybody, was upset that Hunter won. He's a clear. He obviously he deserved to win, but I mean, I wouldn't have been upset if they would have went with Brett Wilkins either.
Yeah, and then did Rolly get third?
No, Rolly got fifth.
Rolly got fifth. Max got fourth.
Charles got third.
Okay.
Then the one, was it the Arabic guy I can't think of his name. He's been competing all year this year. He got fourth. I mean, he's got huge wheels. Just he hasn't really nailed his conditioning.
Yeah.
But
I've been messaging Max, and he's doing Tampa now. So
yeah, he's doing Tampa. Rolly's supposed to be doing Tampa. But you also have Ian Valle. He's doing Tampa, which is, he's looking insane. So, and I think this guy, Brett Wilkins, is going over to Tampa as well. So, I mean, Tampa's going to be a pretty tough show.
So he didn't qualify for the Olympia. Second place doesn't qualify.
No. He didn't qualify, but he does. I think I don't know exactly with the point system and which placing at Chicago. I don't know what second place, how many points they got, but Tampa's another show that has a high amount of points. And then there's the Dallas show as well. So if he does Tampa and say he doesn't win, but he gets second place as well, he's going to get another 7 points. Then if he goes to Dallas and, places in the top 5, he's going to get some more points, and he'll probably have a good chance of qualifying on points for the Olympia. Yeah,
I think if he gets to top 5 in the next 2 shows, he would qualify.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure if he comes with the same package like he did to Chicago, yeah, he's gonna be shooting for a top spot 100%. But I mean, Rolly was I don't know. There's a lot of question marks, on how he came in the show, because no one's can pinpoint exactly what went wrong for him. I mean, he looked downsized, and he didn't look like the freaky, just 3D Rolly that, he usually is.
Yeah. How long has he been over here in the States? Do you know?
I have no clue.
Yeah, I haven't been following him that much.
I have no clue. I mean, whatever the issue is, I mean, there hasn't been much talk about it, and
no.
And in my opinion, if there was like for somebody like Rolly, and a lot of guys at that level, if there was a major issue, I'm sure they would have let it known that why they missed the mark by so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he was just kind of wanting to stroll in, and just because of who he is and how he's placed in the past, that he just was taking it easy just to get a qualification. I mean, but he ran into some guys that, did their homework and came ready, and it didn't work out. But, people also are speculating that maybe he had a few injuries because as he was downsized in the legs a lot, and just, I don't know. People say maybe he was flat. There's just only Rolly and his camp really knows what went wrong and what they have to do. And hopefully, I mean, if he comes back to Tampa and he's a different, has a different physique, then they've obviously fixed the problem. But if he's the same, then obviously there's something bigger there that
Who's his coach? Do you know?
He's at Oxygen, so he works with
is it okay?
guys at Oxygen. What's his name? Is it I forgot the guy's name. I don't know.
Yeah, but I know all the Oxygen guys. Follow some of them. I follow Oxygen on Instagram.
Yeah. So I believe he's still training in Oxygen. So is it Abdullah? I think the guy's name.
Yeah. I was trying to look it up here. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I was at that conference all week, man. I probably lost 10 pounds.
What conference?
That law enforcement conference I was at over in Orlando.
I was in Orlando. Yeah. Okay. I seen you checking in at all the gyms over there.
Yeah, I was at one of the Disney hotels, and I brought food for me for a couple days, and I figured, you know what, I'll get some stuff at some of the other places there, but my schedule was so crazy, and I didn't get all my meals in.
Yeah, those conferences are always a pain in the ass if you're not prepared for them.
No. Have you trained at Kissimmee Muscle?
No, but I've talked to the owner a few times on.
I've talked to him a couple times. He's a pretty cool guy.
I think we've competed in the past, together.
Yeah. Oh, there he is. It's audio to click on. Mr. Dennis, how are you?
Oh, very good. How are you, Ness?
We're doing great, man. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you, and thank you for the invitation. Glad to be on your show. Thank you.
Yeah. I was looking at your post. You must have. Did you post that picture today at the gym? You're wearing the same shirt.
Yeah, yesterday, right?
Yeah, yesterday. Okay. Is that Is that your company?
No, it's the company I'm working for. They sponsor me, so it's endorsement deal.
Oh, okay. Cool. Oh man. Well, we were supposed to be joined by a couple other guys. Well, at least one I know. Do you know Ian Harrison? Do you remember him? He competed for a little while.
He was in the 90s.
Yes.
90s bodybuilder from UK. I mean,
yeah, he's from the UK. Yeah.
Okay.
He comes on the show with us and stuff like that. But we'll get started if you want, because I know you're pressed for time. So, again, thanks for coming on the show. And I apologize because we're probably going to ask you questions. You've done 100 interviews probably lately, so.
No worries.
You might have to repeat yourself. But I wanted to ask you: were you born in the Soviet Union or Germany?
Yes, sir. I was born in Soviet Union, or former Soviet Union.
Okay.
The small country called Kyrgyzstan.
Okay.
It's close to the China's border, or to Kazakhstan's border. So that was, a lot of republics were, in the Soviet Union. So that's why it was so big at the time.
Mm-hmm. Now you grew up. What was that? That's probably the end of the Cold War back then, huh? Because that was still going on in the 80s.
Yeah, I was born in 1978. So it was in the 80s. There was a Cold War going on.
Yeah, so that was kind of rough. Huh?
I remember having all this nuclear teachings and preparation in the school. So we got extra couple hours a week, especially for that. Insane.
Yeah. That must have been crazy.
That's great. Yeah.
And then
but I heard also Americans we teach that Soviets are also preparing for war or something like this. So I heard for a lot of Americans that at that time they were just scared,
Mm-hmm.
So that was crazy time. I believe it was the same in the United States.
Yeah, I remember because you and I are they're about the same age, and I remember when I was in school, we did drills kind of like that, but they called them tornado drills. But now I think about it, they're like we were hiding under desks and in the hallways and stuff like that. So
Right.
I'm pretty sure they were bomb drills.
Yeah.
And so, and
Yeah,
what,
we did the same thing, hiding under his, tables and all that.
yeah,
If you hear the siren. So there was all these drills going on for years. I remember. Yeah.
yeah. And then once you moved to Germany,
My mom is German, my dad is Russian, so I'm a mix, and yeah, my family from my mom's side,
Mhm.
they're all Germans, and they already were planning to move to Germany, and yeah, so first in the 80s there was first attempt, but my dad, as a Russian, he didn't want to move to Germany because his dad, my grandpa, was in war against Germany. So it was a pretty messed up situation. So we stayed. And then later in the 90s, so in the beginning of the 90s, we decided then to move to Germany. Yeah.
okay, yeah. And then you started out. I read somewhere martial arts. A lot of bodybuilders started out in martial arts.
I wouldn't call it, I was like doing it for a long time, but when you're a teenager,
Mhm.
you're gonna in search for what fits you. You try a lot of different sports out, and I couldn't play soccer pretty good. I was very good at basketball, and then as I came to Germany, there was a language barrier. So it took me probably 2 years to learn the language, so I could I could speak like without any issues and understand everything 100%. But at that time, it was a struggle to join any club, basketball club or something like this. But then, in martial arts, it's a little different. It's not a team sport, so I felt like, I'm anyways kind of by myself, so I want to do something for myself. And yeah, that was kind of the beginning. And I joined a lot of clubs and switching one to another. And at the end, it wasn't that what I was looking for, until I turned 19 and then start bodybuilding. Yeah.
Mhm. Now, what did you weigh when you were 19?
I remember 72 kilos. I think it's like around 150 or something.
Wow.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now,
Or
did
like
you
160 maybe. Yeah.
did you feel like you put on size pretty quick?
Yeah, I would say yes. I think in the first year, I put on, 40 pounds.
Oh wow.
Just like that, just training and eating, because as soon as I started going to the gym, I developed appetite. It was so crazy, and I couldn't get enough. So, and I think that worked pretty much good out. And I wasn't getting fat because my metabolism was from the beginning pretty fast. So that's why I was a little bit leaner, and couldn't put a lot of weight on my frame. So, but then, like I said, when I started bodybuilding and the appetite kicked in, well, they went pretty good. So after a year, I got already many or a lot of attention from the guys who was training in the gym, and get asked like, "Oh, you're planning to compete somewhere?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I don't even know what you're talking about," because I just started doing it, and probably not even right. So yeah, it went up pretty quick. So, and I think 2 years later, I was already on stage at the age of 21.
Yeah. And it said that Arnold was your inspiration, huh?
Oh yes,
Yeah. It was today's his birthday.
Exactly.
Yeah.
47. Yeah, happy birthday, Arnold. I think without Arnold, there won't be a lot of bodybuilders, at my time, I guess, because that was the time when we grew up. As a teenagers, you watched a lot of movies with action stars being, like looking like a bodybuilders, you know.
Mhm.
So like not just Arnold, but you know, Sylvester Stallone, Jean-Claude Van Damme, they all had muscles, you know. They used to train and all that. So, and I think Arnold and his, you know, work for bodybuilding, like promoting bodybuilding in every movie and all that, it was just you know, a huge inspiration, not only for me, and I guess for a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a picture in here somewhere with when you're younger and then when you started competing. I can't remember where I saw it. Somewhere in here. You look like you were about 19 or 20.
Right, yeah.
Did I pass?
Thing was like, you know, the best off season I had, you know, was just, it was the first time I started taking pictures, you know, from my physique, I guess.
Yeah.
Because before that, you know, you just doing it, you know, and kind of not into it, just, you know, to see like, oh, you know, you getting that, or you look like this. But in your head, or in my head, was a little bit different. I was already kind of making a plan for myself.
All right.
Yeah. Now we'll change the subject. You still have your bulldogs?
Yes, sir, too.
Yeah,
I used
yeah.
to
I
have
remember
3.
seeing your videos. You walking your
Right.
bulldogs around. Yeah. Oh, there it is, right there.
There it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I was 20 years old.
Wow.
So a year before I went on stage. Yeah, pretty much nothing there, but I was around, I think 90 kilos or something already.
Mhm. Now, is this the Arnold that you won in 14? This picture?
I think yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Yeah. So what sparked the interest to step on the stage for the first time?
Well, also coming back to Arnold,
Yeah. Gotcha.
you know, even I you know, just to remember when I was like 10 or so, I used to cut out of magazines all the pictures from, I don't know, Dave Draper and Arnold and, you know, all of them, and I used to, you know, collect them, you know. It wasn't not allowed to put it on the wall in my room or so, you know, so I got them all together. So I think that like even in the earlier days, when at a young age, I developed this kind of mentality, you know. I wanted to look like this, you know. It didn't matter when or how, I was just, you know, all in it. I was obsessed with that. So, and then when I was teenager, then, like, you know, like I said, I was trying a lot of different sports. Then it was like, you know, it went a little bit down. So I wasn't planning to be a bodybuilder. And then when I started using dumbbells at home and you know, all that, it kind of jumped back on me. And yeah, I decided to go to the gym.
Right. Yeah.
Now, fast forward a little bit. When did you get injured? 2014? Is that when you were 15?
16.
16. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember reading about that. Pretty much every spinal injury, correct?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was cervical spine injury. I had nerves.
Again, I apologize. I'm sure you went over.
No, all good, all good. You know, don't worry about this. Yeah, nerves were pinched. Some bones were splitted. So, you know, I got the C3 and 4 and 5 fused. So, well, it was a, you know, hard time. But yeah, it took a while to, you know, to kind of understand and realize that, you know, it's over for me, being a professional bodybuilder. And
that was from lifting?
Nobody can tell me. I think it is from lifting, but I think it's also some genetic issues. Because my mom, since she is a teenager, she has a lot of spine problems, all of that, but never had a treatment for that. So I think it's something, genetically in it, but also during my years as a bodybuilder, I used to train a lot, really heavy, and all these muscles around the neck were kind of holding it and keeping it tight. So, and I guess at one point then I just started feeling something is wrong. So, and just a example, I was in the gym training my back, doing rows, and I felt like the left side wasn't rolling, so it was going away. So the arm was not doing what I wanted. So, and then I started worrying about it, and went to the doc, and after I guess many months, they figured it out. So at first, what they thought it's coming from the shoulder, because I always had issues in my shoulders, sometimes right, sometimes left, but carrying so much mass, training that heavy, and eating so much protein is not healthy for everything what is connected to that, arthrosis and all this stuff. It's kind of normal. So
now you had mentioned that your doctor had compared your injury to a police or a SWAT team member.
Right. Yeah.
That he, because I know they go through some intense stuff. So you felt like maybe that you could come back from it, maybe.
I think there was a little hope in my mind when he said, "Hey, look, I have a SWAT officer. He's used to, jump in the doors and kick in the doors, and using the shoulder and body weight." So it gave me hope, and I said, "Yeah, okay. If this dog can fix that, and I'm not gonna plan to kick in the doors, but as long as I feel everything, my nerve damage is going away, I'm happy about it. But after that time, it's still not 100%, I will say."
Yeah. Gotcha. Now, at what point did you tell yourself that you were done? What were you doing? Do you remember? Because didn't you try to make it? You come back in 2018, right?
Right. Yeah. So there was a last chance to prove to myself, I'm still good enough or not. So, and just 2 years break made a completely different physique out of me. So it didn't look healthy. You could clearly see that I was struggling. I was not 100%. I was unhappy, and probably the preparation didn't went well. So you could see it, you could tell when I was on stage. Yes.
Yeah. So mentally, you probably just didn't help, because you're still young. You had another 10 years in you.
Look, there's so many bodybuilders right now at my age who are still very successful. So yeah, sometimes I'm thinking about it, but yeah, that's life. Life has many chapters, and I'm over it, thank God. So it took me a while, like I said. Yeah. But at the end of the day, you have to kind of realize that, it's the reality. If I still keep dreaming or hoping or whining that I'm not, the same anymore, that's gonna mess you up, and you end up doing nothing, or just you lose all your motivation for life. So, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Now, leading into your surgery, how seriously did the injury affect your training prior to the surgery?
Oh, that was like day and night. I had issues with anything I had to do, to train my back or shoulders. So it didn't connect it anymore.
Gotcha.
So, and if you're bodybuilding and you don't feel the muscles,
Yeah, no.
there's no sense, you know. I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. So, and then you kind of still try to figure out how to connect the muscles, how to connect, or how to make the muscle work, or you know. But with all these drop sets, whatever, or light training, or just concentrated training, or whatever, I tried everything.
Gotcha.
But if you don't feel it, you know, it's over, you know. So, and then you understand that.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not nice. It's you know, it doesn't make me happy, but
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially
That's all.
if those nerve endings aren't firing properly, there's nothing that you're gonna be able to do. So gotcha.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I have a great friend, my doctor, who also did my surgery on my bicep tendon this year. He told me if the nerve is not or if the nerve is pinched for over a year, it's probably not or never coming back. So, and in my case, I think it was too long. You know, I think when I start feeling it that something is wrong, it was already too late.
Gotcha. Now, do you remember at any point where you were seeing little symptoms of that happening, but you just kind of like ignored it and just trained?
Yeah.
You know, we'll just train through it. It's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, usually post season, you know, or when I'm done with all my shows, you know, competing, I usually kind of traveling for another 6 to 8 weeks, you know, doing seminars, guest appearances, and all that, or going to the expos. And yeah, that was the beginning when I started feeling it. It was beginning of 2016.
Gotcha.
When I was sitting in a plane and I was leaning my head back, and I was experiencing so much pain, you know, shooting through my shoulder and neck. So, and then, yeah, I mean, I thought, oh, I maybe I got something, or I slept wrong, or whatever. But it didn't go away for 2 weeks. Right. And when I came back after 4 weeks, I think it was 4 weeks on the road. So when I came back to Vegas after 4 weeks, I went to my massage therapist because I felt like, you know, I was crunched. You know, my muscles were kind of crunching me a little bit, you know, squeezing, all that. I felt my spine is not straight. So I kind of, you know, spasm or so, you know, in my muscles. So after 2 weeks, it went away. So with the massages, I felt great again. And that was it. So, and then I think a couple of weeks later, the pain came back. So then when I started, you know, going to the doctors and, you know, see, yeah, check for a problem, what's really going on. So, yeah, like I said, it took too long to figure out where's the problem coming from.
Gotcha.
Now, Dennis, do you think going on the airplane and going in the altitude could have activated something?
No, I don't think so.
No,
I think it's from a heavy workout. Yeah. Maybe you know, squatting with the bar on your neck. I think that was the problem, or military presses behind the, you know, head.
Yeah,
I used to do it at a very young age and very heavy, but at that point, I never thought about, you know, what could happen. Because as a bodybuilder, you never think that, oh, your spine is gonna affect you or whatever. You always think about tears. So you know, if you tear any muscle, that was always the case. Like, oh, you know, he got his pec torn, he got his pec torn, he got his bicep muscle torn. So all that was in my head, you know. Oh, okay, not this kind of injuries, but never. You know, I never thought about cervical spine or spine injury.
Yeah. Did you have a coach, or did you have any coaches while you were competing?
I guess, yeah. I worked with many coaches, and after a while, I figured out that I can do everything by myself. Yeah. I worked with Milos. I worked with Chet Nichols. I worked with Patrick Tour. Yeah.
Who do you, and not to call anybody out, who do you feel like did you the best?
Well, you know, I learned a lot from Dennis James. I learned a lot from Milos Sarcev, because, you know, there was a different relationship. It was more on friends. You know, we were friends, so there was more teaching. You know, not just working together. It was more teaching. You know, and explaining what works. You know, and how it works. And you know, on all this experience, you know, working like with Milos or so, and I start learning to understand how my body works. So I think this was, you know, these two guys who were, you know, big help in my career to, you know, to someday when I start doing it by myself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there's that infamous giant set leg workout that you did with me that's on YouTube that I think everybody's seen.
Milos, you know, I'm surprised and kind of, you know, find it crazy a little bit. He's still training as crazy as you know, 20 years ago. So that's insane.
He still looks amazing too. I mean,
oh yes, oh, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
yeah. I remember we did a lot of giant sets, and I remember I had a friend with me from Luxembourg doing the tour. You know, in the United States, I did the Europa show in 2006. Then we went to Milos for the Flex photo shoot with Chris Lunt, and at the time we kind of learned each other and start kind of, you know, figuring out, you know, should we work together or not. But then there was a friend, like I said, and he wanted to do the giant set leg workout, giant set with Milos. And I warned him, man, don't do it. So we already were done. We went to a hotel, and you know, we were waiting for him to come back, and it took too long. It took like maybe 4 hours, and I was already afraid might happen something to him, you know. And then I went out and was already kind of looking for him, and I saw him walking up the street, slow as a I don't know what, you know. He was in pain for the next 7 to 10 days. So, yeah, if you're not used to a hard workout, I will not, you know, kill it with Milos in the first place.
The first time out.
yeah. What was your heaviest on stage, Dennis?
275. It was at the Arnold Europe in 2014.
Yeah, that's when you won both, you American.
Yes,
and your, yeah.
So it was like 10 pounds difference.
Yeah. Now you got third at the, because I was there. I was third at the Olympia, right? Yeah.
2013. Yes.
Do you feel like? Well, let me ask you this: going into the Olympia, do you feel like you were your best, and do you think you should have placed higher?
In 2013, yes.
Yeah.
I thought I was at my best, except the look of 2007, Mr. Olympia. I thought, you know, I brought it because in that 2 days, Friday and Saturday, I didn't change at all. I was still looking the same. You know, I didn't even sweat on stage. So everything, so this whole weekend was on point. So everything worked out perfectly. So and I think at least second. You know, I deserved at least second that year. Yes.
Yeah. Now, were you with anybody then, or you did that by yourself?
No, I did it by myself. But the last few days, I had some help from someone from Germany, just, you know, to keep me focused, not to go like not to do any mistakes, but because every time you know, I get too excited, or if I'm in the greatest shape ever, I did some mistakes, you know, got too much sodium or whatever, and I used to carb load before each show a lot. So and that year I didn't carb load, I depleted. So I did the opposite way. So I depleted going to Olympia, and yeah, it was the best decision I made, listening to someone from Germany. And until this day, this person doesn't want to, you know, to tell her name.
Cool.
Sure.
There's something else I was going to ask you. And I can't remember. Do you keep in contact with Arnold?
No, it's hard to get to Arnold. I was with Team Jim 80 in LA last week for a couple of days, and we hoped to see him at the Golds, but unfortunately he didn't came, but he was there the day after when we left. So unfortunately, but we saw Ralph Muller. And that's pretty cool, because I know Ralph Muller from the movies when I was a kid, and teenager, like Cyborg and all that. The biggest dude in this movie with the craziest arm. That was him. And until this day, this guy had the best arms in the 80s, I think.
Now I know you did some Generation Iron stuff. Did you ever try to get in any movies or ever get asked or anything?
Well, you got to be full in it. You got to decide you whether you want it or not. So at the moment I'm a little bit confused, what's going on in the movie industry, but I don't know. Like if you ask me back in the year, like 10 years ago, I would say, I want to do that. But
were you ever back in your prime when you were winning all them shows? Were you ever approached or anything, or no?
No, I never did it. But I knew that if you're heavy like this, there's no chance, because look, even at the commercials with bodybuilders, how crazy they look on the screen. I mean, it doesn't fit, it's just, 80s bodybuilders or movie stars, in the screen, they looked insane, like ripped to the bone, whatever. But in the real life, they're probably not that big, we know that. Even a professional bodybuilder, look completely insane on the screen. So,
what was that, Ryan?
Yeah, even Arnold, he downsized a lot, even to do like the bigger roles, like the Conans and the.
He
even downsized quite a bit. So you take a pro of today. I mean, the only movies they would fit in is like X-Men or any type of Marvel movie, and you just throw some paint on them.
Yeah. So, Green, for example, you will fit like X-Men, whatever, because he looked cartoonish.
Yeah.
I mean, it's insane, but he looked really like a cartoon. So he might have a better chance for that, so they don't need costumes or so.
Then when you take him next
costumes.
Yeah. Then when you stand him next to a regular actor, it's going to make him look like 3 times as big. So there you go.
Yeah, exactly that. Yes. Yeah. That's why I never tried it, when I was in my prime. But then, after that, I was like, because I had this experience, I saw the people waiting, in the waiting room to, for auditions. That was full. So for Generation Iron, it was all set up. I went in and got right to the, to the, my God, I'm sorry, to audition. So that was all made up, made for me, and I didn't have to wait. But it's not an easy way, to make going up to Hollywood and doing all these auditions. But hey, I think whatever I want to be, you just need to work for it. Anything is possible. So, but I was not. I changed a little bit, thinking, I could be like a movie star, whatever, So, but hey, and like I said, you can be whatever you want.
Yeah. Now, how long have you live in Vegas? How long have you lived in Vegas?
We moved here in 2010, February 2010. So, yeah, quite a bit.
Yeah. Now, did you ever live out at Venice Beach or over there? Did you live in California any period of time or no?
No. When I started competing as a professional bodybuilder in the United States, I went to Venice for the photo shoots. I shoot a lot for, my former sponsors like Nutrix. But, for me, it was like every time I went there, I saw always the same people, and I talked to me like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do here? You know, when I move here. So and then I spent some time with my wife at Dennis James' place in 2008, like 3 weeks before Olympia. So and actually we were planning to move to Phoenix, but then my wife decided that, you know, Vegas is probably better city, just, you know, because I'm always on the road, and she has to be at home, and she has to kind of like where she lives, you know. I didn't really care where, you know, I moved to. Very important for me was that it was warm, you know, not the same like in Germany. Germany is like cold winter, rainy winter, and rainy summer. So yeah, I needed some sun. Yeah.
Now, when you do you go home often or no?
I used to, yes.
I
at
mean,
least 3-4 times.
You still get recognized back there?
Oh yes, I have a huge fan base, and I'm really thankful for that. You know, Germany has always supported me. Yeah. But now, you know, with all these restrictions, you know, my wife didn't go there for 2 years already, and I just went to do my surgery, you know, for 10 days. That was it. So not really a fun trip, and just to see everyone. But you know, I'm glad I did it. You know.
Yeah. I won't keep you too much longer. I know you still keep up with the current Olympias, right, and stuff. Do you go every year still?
No, I'm not going. You know, if it's in Vegas, I'm going every time, of course.
Right.
But I'm not traveling to Florida to see Olympia. You know, I make myself more comfortable. I watch it live on my couch and enjoy it. You know.
Yeah, that's more comfortable.
Good front
Yeah, but I'm hopefully they're coming back to Vegas next year, and
that's what I hear.
Being live at the Olympia is a big difference than watching it on the stream, you know.
Yeah, and you brought up Kai Green earlier, and I was going to ask you, do you think he's going to come back?
After seeing all this posts and you know, I think so. Maybe we're gonna see something special this year.
Yeah,
I mean, the fans want to see it. That's what I think. You know, Kai is still in shape and big. You know, he's still like, you know, he looks insane for his age, and you know, really massive.
Yeah, and you competed against him for a few years, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, that will be fun to see him competing. Yes,
yeah. What about so what's your prediction? If you could pick your top 5, who's your top 5?
Oh wow. That's gonna be hard.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or top 3. You could go top 3. Make it a little easier.
Oh my God. I'm gonna go with Rami. Man, I will put William in it, Hunter Labrada, and then
you think Hunter will get top 5 this year?
Excuse me?
Do you think Hunter will get top 5 this year?
I think so.
Yeah.
And there's Nick Walker. I'm really excited to see him, you know, next to the best, you know, and I think it's going to be interesting, very interesting this year. So, and well, some new guys coming up like Nick Walker and Hunter Labrada, and you know, the other guys getting older. But you know, they still have advantage, like muscle quality and all that. You cannot have it if you're very young. But for example, Nick Walker is insanely developed. This is so crazy, and he looks like, you know, freak, but you know, people love freaks, and you know, we all are a little bit freaks, you know. Heavy bodybuilders, top elite bodybuilders are anyways freaks, or you know, people look at us as freak. But Nick is just, you know, he like muscle quality and mass and density, everything is there. So I'm excited to see that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he'll fare well.
Yeah.
I
I just have a question, and then Ryan can ask you something before I let you go. And I always ask all the you Olympia guys this: what was your favorite show? And it can't you won the Arnold, so it can't be that one. Well, other than winning the Arnold, what was your favorite show that you did?
My favorite show, Olympia 2007.
2007. Okay.
Yes, yeah, because like everything around it, not just audience calling my name, holding wolf
Mm-hmm.
for I don't know how long, and it was a sold out venue at that time. I think 10,000 people in it. And also when I saw Triple H backstage, I came up to him and said, "Hey, nice to meet you." And then he told me like, "No way, it's nice to meet you."
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is that? It was shocked, and nobody counted to see someone like me, because a year before I was out of top 15, top 16.
Yeah.
So that was everything around it. Like I said, was so exciting, and I probably couldn't sleep for I don't know 3-4 days after that. It was just my mind was just working, thinking, and what just happened.
Mm-hmm.
Even my sponsor from Nutrix, Jens, he sent me a check of $10,000 as a bonus because I did the top 5, just like that. So, like I said, it was insane time, and I think that's gonna stay forever in my mind, and I will never forget any minute of it.
Yeah. Cool. Got anything, Rod?
Yeah. Now, 2007 was your favorite. The Olympia was your favorite show. What was your best look to date that you can think of? It doesn't even matter where you placed. What was when you looked at yourself the day of the show and you're like, wow, this is the best I've ever been?
Oh, I would say Keystone Pro. That was also unbelievable package. I brought on stage was we were working with Miller at that time. It was the first time we worked online, like I do today with my clients. So only on the phone because he couldn't come with us, and sending him pictures, and he's just was dialing me in, with carb loading. So I would say, I was so sharp, so crispy, and so full. It can be fuller anymore, so everything, like I said, almost like at the Olympia was everything just on time and worked out perfectly too.
All right, cool. Yeah, because I heard some of the discussions that Milos would talk about how much carbs he had to feed you in some of the shows to try to fill you up. Right.
Yeah, we did 5,000 grams of carbs in 3 days. Before 2007 Mr. Olympia. Yeah. So 6 months prior at the Keystone Pro in 2007, we did just 3,000. So, it was a big difference.
Big difference. Yeah.
And, nobody could believe me, even at the check-ins. A lot of people asking me, also the Russian guys, oh, how do you carb load? How much? And I told them already, like it was 7 p.m. or so, I had already 1,500 grams of carbs today. They were looking at me like I wouldn't understand how much it is, So yeah, but it worked. I mean, you always have to go after the body, If the body need it, you gotta give it.
Yeah.
So and like I said, that was so insane, but it worked. It worked. Yeah.
Awesome.
Cool. Well, I got to say this. To this day, and it's not just because you're on the show right now, if anybody ever asked me who is my favorite bodybuilder of all time, I always say Dennis Wolf. So
thank you so much.
It's a true honor, and I really appreciate it, and you taking the time out of your schedule, and hope to have you again maybe someday.
Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you, Ness. Thank you, Ron. So And yeah, thank you for having me on your show, and I wish you a lot of success. And keep it
Same
up.
to you. Same to you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
All right.
Take care, guys.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.